Hello everybody, I'm SolitaryFalcon, and today I'll be going through the worst levels in LEGO Batman, the video game. To simply put it, if the level is crap, it makes the list. So I've chosen these levels based on why they are not enjoyable. It could be because of the level design, the boss fight, or the puzzles are a bit disappointing. Do let me know in the comments the worst level in LEGO Batman. And if you've enjoyed today's video, a like would be greatly appreciated, and if you want more LEGO content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Right then, let's get into it. Starting with the hero levels, and chapter 1 is possibly the best chapter in the entire game. You have the level at the ice cream factory, the one where you face Poison Ivy, and the final boss fight with Two-Face and Riddler. So the level I've chosen to be the worst is Two-Face Chase. The level sees you having to fight enemies in the iconic Batmobile, where you have to tow the trucks to the police for them to be carried off. The issue the level has is it's very repetitive, which I do understand is the case for vehicle levels across many LEGO games, but it does make the level quite boring considering it's the only land vehicle level in the game. The final section sees you face Two-Face's truck, and this boss fight was annoying. So you have to shoot at the truck and move him to the police helicopter, exactly as you've done in the previous areas. The tricky part is to get the truck to stay in one place, shoot at it, while avoiding the enemies. Two-Face Chase is not the worst vehicle level in the game, but it is a very repetitive level, and that brings it down. Moving on to Paraphrased Penguin, and the level I've chosen is Penguin's Lair. So chapter 2 in LEGO Batman probably is the weakest of the hero chapters, and the main issue is it's quite a bland level. The puzzles are very simple, where you're mainly using Batman's glide and Robin's scuba suit in the first half. There are enemies to keep you occupied, but it doesn't compare to the other great levels in the game. And the final section definitely takes inspiration from the Tim Burton film, with the boss fight against Penguin. So you have to direct penguins towards the objects, which is different and something we've not seen in the boss fight before, and I do give them credit for that. It is fun to see Penguin flying around, where you have to take him down with your Batarang, but as a final chapter boss, it does fall short compared to the Riddler and Joker boss fights. Overall, Penguin's Lair has its moments, but it's not enough to escape how bland the level is. The last hero level comes from the Joker's return, and it is a vehicle level, Flight of the Bat. So the two things I did not enjoy in LEGO Star Wars Complete Saga's vehicle levels was towing the bombs and collecting those purple rockets. So guess what they did in this level? They brought them both together. You have to use the purple rockets to destroy the turrets and many objects, but you have to keep going back to get more. Meanwhile, you tow the bombs to destroy the silver objects, but they get caught on so many buildings you are constantly going back to collect it. That's a vehicle level for you. The final boss fight with Scarecrow has to be one of the most confusing fights I can remember. So you have to use the Bat helicopter to tow Scarecrow before switching to the Batwing and using the rockets. But there are no indicators telling you to do this, so you just end up going around the place and shooting at everything. The only positive for this level is that it's one of the shortest in the game. But Flight of the Bat is a pretty annoying level the first time you play it. Moving on to the villain levels now, and the first chapter was the hardest on this list to choose, but the one I've selected is Breaking Blocks. The level starts with you having to get into the bank, where there are a lot of enemies to fight, and they always seem to keep coming, which can get really annoying. Though, you do get to control the police helicopter, which is fun to operate and can take down anything. The level has a good balance of co-op play, where you use Riddler to control the civilians and Two-Face to get to areas surrounded by toxins. You do get to control a giant mech at the end of the level, which is alright, but I don't think the puzzles are as engaging compared to the previous level and Enterprising Theft. Breaking Blocks is by no means a bad level, but looking at the other levels in the chapter, it is certainly the weakest and the one I found to be the most disappointing. This next level is another vehicle level, and it is Harbouring a Grudge. So you're on the high seas of Gotham with Penguin and Killer Croc, but the level has the same problem that Flight of the Bat has, those goddamn purple rockets. So you have to collect and use these throughout the level to take out silver turrets and barrels to remove the toxins. Penguin Submarine does have a very good mechanic, where you can dive under the barriers and take out enemies, but the second area in the level is the worst, especially if you're playing it for the first time. So you have to avoid the police lights, otherwise they will launch a rocket that follows you, with lots of enemies around, while trying to push these buttons, which doesn't always work the first time. Reminds me of a level from another LEGO game. The final area has a pretty good boss fight with the police hovercraft, so once again you have to use the torpedoes to shoot at the boss, and then use a rocket from the police lights to chase you to take out the craft, which I thought made the fight different from other vehicle levels. Other than the second area with those annoying buttons, Harbouring a Grudge is not a bad level. The final level might surprise some of you, as I was tempted to put Biplane Blast, but I decided another level needed to be mentioned. Instead, I've gone with the Joker's Masterpiece. The location is a standout here, with so many pieces of art being immortalised in LEGO, and being in an art gallery is a clear reference to the Tim Burton film. The problem this level has is it does not favour co-op play. There are only 2 moments where you have to use Scarecrow to mind control, so the majority of the level you're basically playing as the Joker, and there is one section where you have to navigate the toxic gas, which Scarecrow cannot get through, which I always thought did not make sense. There are multiple enemies throughout to keep you occupied, and the puzzles are not too bad, but the Joker's Masterpiece suffers from a lack of decent co-op play, but the artwork is stunning. So those were the worst levels in LEGO Batman the video game in my opinion. Do let me know in the comments the worst level in LEGO Batman, and if you've enjoyed today's video, a like would be greatly appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more great content. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope to see you all very soon.